Welcome back, everybody, to the Cloverdale Colts U18A2 highlights show. Today we are in Maple Ridge at Planet Ice Maple Ridge on the Cam Neely branded ice surface as the Colts are on the road taking on the Meadows A2 team. The Colts there on your screen wearing their white jerseys with blue and red trim. The Meadows team will be on the left side of the screen to start this game in their home jerseys, the red jerseys with white trim and the Rustlers logo. This will be a battle of the basement dwellers, as these are the two last place teams in the division. However, the Colts have been on a bit of a hot streak lately. They just lost their previous game, but that was their first loss in their last 5 games, having a 3-0-1 streak before that. So they'll be looking to get back onto the winning side of the ledger today against the only team lower than them in the standings. That being said, this Meadows team did play the Colts to a tie in the placement games ahead of the regular season. The Colts are also facing challenges with their lineup. Both goalies are battling injuries. Logan will not be dressed today, and Max played the previous game but will require rest. And as such, Cole has been called up from the A3 team and will get the start here in net for the Colts today. The Colts will also be missing Jesse, who was suspended last game for breaching the upper limit for head contact penalties, so he faces a 1-game suspension for that. And additionally, the Colts will be down a number of other players as illness works its way through the team. So that will mean they will be without Lyndon Fraser, Lyndon Cameron, Noah, and Riley, all out with illness today. So the Colts will be playing down a number of defensemen, down to 4D here tonight. And with all that said, let's head to the first period highlights. And the Colts are going to start off with the first scoring chance of this game as Seth jumps on a loose puck that then goes to Zach. He gets a backhand on net, and Zach gets a crack at the rebound, but it stays out. A little bit later, Meadows turns the puck over at the blue line as Orson is trying to get it by him, and he's going to go on a 2-on-1, and rather than passing, the Ridge player is going to find some space on the blocker side there past Cole, and Meadows jumps out to a 1-0 lead. The Colts, however, respond almost immediately. Arjun throws that puck on the backhand, and it squeaks all the way through to the right side, and Patrick pinches in from the point, risks that high over the Ridge goalie, and the Colts are back level, 1-1, as we see Patrick find some space there up high above the glove. The Colts are going to try and take the lead as that puck gets kept in, and Zach steals it in the corner, and he's going to walk right out in front and try to shovel a backhand through the goalie, but he makes a save. Here's Ridge with a 3-on-1 the other way. Not a great back check by the Colts there, but they choose to take a shot rather than pass it, and that's an easy save for Cole. So here's the Colts. Down at the other end, Mitchell right in front. Gets a crack at that one, but it goes to the corner. Here we see the Colts in the offensive zone, working along the wall, looking to set something up. The puck goes back to Patrick, who wrists it on net, and the goalie kicks it way out, and as Bryson pinches in, it gets chipped by him, and it's again a 3-on-1 the other way. And this shot comes from almost the exact spot on the ice the first goal came from, and it goes into almost the exact same spot the first one went into as well on the blocker side, and the Ridge is back up 2-1. Off the next faceoff, right after the goal, you see a moon puck through the rafters. You can't see it on the video, but it goes right through the rafters, and Tyler picks it up, pulls it to the forehand, puts it above the blocker, and just seconds after Ridge took a lead, the Colts have tied this one back up at 2. The puck was very lucky to get through the rafters without touching any of them there. Came right down to Tyler, and you can see he does well to pull that to the left side and put it through the goaltender to tie it back up for the Colts. The eventful first period continues as we see another odd man rush for Meadows. It appears this play is going to dissolve harmlessly into the corner, but there you see Cole gets looking onto the one side of the net, and the puck hits the net, and the Ridge player fortuitously grabs it and slides it out front and puts it into the empty net to take the lead again. They nearly take a 2-goal lead there, but Cole does well to get his leg down and make a nice save. Then there's going to be a scrum behind the net where players are going to get tangled up and wrestle down onto the ice. There you see Orson tied up with the Ridge player, and there's starting to be some animosity building in this game. As the period winds down, we see it hop over Patrick's stick at the line, and then Ridge is going to advance it very close to offside, but it is onside. They put that puck on the net, and the rebound's there. Another save by Cole, and they throw it out again as time is winding down in the period. But we do move to the second with the Colts still trailing by 1. Here's Karn keeping it in at the point again twice, and it's going to make its way to Zach, who's going to slide that on net. The goalie was going the wrong way, but he got his toe down and made the save, puck to the corner. Here's Ridge on the attack, and Orson angles him well to the wall. And watch Orson then send the Ridge player stick flying through the air, but no penalty there for Orson. Here comes Ridge, back the other way. They're going to chip that past the defender in all alone. Trying to get a shot on net. Looked like it may have had Cole handcuffed, but he fights it off and makes a save. Here are the Colts buzzing the net. Jackson has it in front. Tries the shot, and it goes through Arjun in the back door. Good opportunity for the Colts to tie it up. Next, we see Orson rushing the puck out of his own zone. He's going to try and go wide on this defender, and watch as he gets shoved. He goes awkwardly into the wall, and you can see him limping a little bit. He's going to leave the ice with a knee injury and head to the dressing room. That'll be significant in a minute. Now we see Patrick flip this puck down the ice. It lands right on Zach's stick. Tries to take a shot. It gets deflected to the corner, and the Ridge player is going to play it behind the net. But Zach has it read. He swings around front, puts it home, and very similar to the Ridge third goal at that end of the ice, he comes out front and slides it past the goalie before he's ready and while he's looking the other way. Not a lot of room there, but he got it under the pad, and that ties this game up for the Colts. It's now 3-3. Here's Ridge. They're going to move up the ice with it. You see Trevor coming up from behind, and a nice hit to send 18 flying, but that also knocks Patrick down, and that allows this Ridge player to come in, take a slap shot, but Cole makes a nice save. Down below the net, Patrick gets wrestled down by the Ridge player and then comes back at him with the stick high and cross-checks him across the chin. So that's going to be a penalty, 4 minutes for head contact, and you see Patrick going to discuss it with the referee. He does not like that. Makes the T symbol, which is unsportsmanlike. That's an additional 2 minutes. So now 6 minutes for Patrick. And there's a whistle, hands on the hip. That is a misconduct penalty, an additional 10 minutes. So Patrick gets 16 minutes in penalties there. And someone is going to have to serve his 6 minutes because he cannot come out due to the 10-minute penalty. So you see the players retreating to the bench. The coaches have called a timeout. Remember, Orson injured earlier. They're getting him out of the dressing room to go serve the 6-minute penalty on behalf of Patrick. The Colts, however, are going to get the first scoring chance on this power play, shorthanded. See the puck go across to Seth and then back to Zach, and they're both whacking away at it, but they can't get it to go behind the goalie. So Ridge Meadows back to work on the power play. Watch in front of the net. Karn knocks that player down with a bit of a cross check, then gets pulled from behind, a bit of a horse collar, but only that first penalty is going to get called. It wasn't the strongest cross-check in the history of hockey, but the ref is going to deem it enough to put the Colts down 5-on-3. And on this 5-on-3, you see them trying to find that player back door. It hits, not sure if it hits Arjun in front or Cole's stick, but it trickles over to that player, and he easily can tap it into the empty net. And it's now 4-3 for Ridge. It's still 5-on-3 as there were so many penalties on the board, and there's another good chance by Ridge. Cole flashes that leg on the left side and makes a nice save. Colts do end up killing those, and then they're going to get this 2-on-0. Back the other way, over to Seth, and he puts it through the crease and out the other side. Let's have a look at this in slow motion as it comes back. The pass is kind of in his feet, and he can't get all of it. It slides through the crease harmlessly out the other side. Colts keep coming, 2-on-1. Here's Tyler, and this is going to look very similar to the first 2 goals Ridge Meadows had, with the exception that the goalie does make the save, but he was coming in on the very same angle. Next, we're going to see a sequence where Arjun is coming to the front of the net after the goalie has covered the puck, and he gets roughed up by the players there. That will be significant as we enter the third period. The Colts have been able to respond to every Ridge goal quickly throughout this game, and they're trying to do so here on the 4th one, but despite that scramble, Ridge is able to keep it out. Now let's watch in the corner. There's Arjun chasing after a loose puck, and he's going to get in there and get raked across the head, and then a punch while he's down. And so Trevor's going to come in, protect the smaller player. They're going to get engaged in it, and that's going to be penalty for the Ridge player. A 4-minute penalty. Trevor gets nothing for coming in, but it's going to be a 4-minute penalty for Ridge as we enter the third period. So the Colts start to go to work on the power play, looking to tie this game. Here's Tyler. He's going to find a seam pass to Zach out front. He whips it on net, but the Ridge goalie can make the save. Again, here's Jackson on the point. Again, down low to Tyler. He lets it go to the corner to Zach. He's going to walk around behind the net and watch Jackson move into a good position on the weak side. Gets the pass, puts it low there. I'm not sure if that hit the Ridge goalie's toe or the post, but another excellent opportunity for the Colts to tie it. As the Ridge penalty is expiring, they shoot it down the ice to kill the last of it, and watch this Ridge player come in and put a body onto Cole, and that's going to be a goalie interference penalty to Ridge, and they're going to go right back on the penalty kill. So here's Jackson again. He had that chance last time, and he's going to walk in from the half wall, take a backhander. It challenges the goalie. Might have been going wide, but it was a good chance for the Colts regardless. And we see Tyler working on it, and he's going to find Orson coming across. He's going to put a wrist shot on net, and the rebound's going to hop out to Trevor, but it bounces over his stick before he can shovel it into the net. And as the Colts continue to press to tie the game, things are going to erupt. First, Mitchell's going to try a slap shot there that gets blocked. He throws it on net. It's loose in front. Arjun whacking away at it, and that's going to gain the attention of all the Ridge Meadows players, as well as the Colts players coming in to protect Arjun, considering the abuse he had taken earlier in the game. And this situation is going to explode. All the players pairing off, punches being thrown. Referees, only 2 of them in this game, you'll note, no head referee, so the 2 linesmen have to break it up and will not be able to watch the altercation from afar, and that will be difficult for them to assess penalties later. As this continues onward, you see Mitchell behind the net getting roughed up, so Arjun's going to come in and protect him there, and that's going to explode things a little bit farther. Karn is still going to be tied up with his player. This isn't over for him. They're going to get pushed behind the net a little bit, and it's going to continue. You can see them still jostling and throwing punches, or trying to at least, and helmets are going to get ripped off, and one helmet is going to take a trip to space as it flies towards the penalty box. And once the yard sale of equipment on the ice is cleaned up and this game is resumed, there will be 8 players ejected from this contest. 4 Colts that will be getting suspended for their participation in this effort. Orson being the only one who escapes that. He got a double minor for head contact. Trevor, Mitchell, and Arjun will all get fighting penalties and 2-game suspensions. And Karn will get a fighting and a match penalty for ripping that player's helmet off. That will be a minimum 5-game suspension. The total game is still pending to be decided. So the game will resume after a lengthy delay with the Colts on the power play, still looking to tie this game. This is a 1-goal game. There's a shot, and then Seth can't get to the rebound. But they're still on the power play. It was a 4-minute power play after that fracas, and puck's going to go seam pass across to Tyler, and it looks like he has space to take it to the middle, but instead he decides to shoot from there, and it goes up over the net. Now let's watch in front as Patrick's going to put that puck down to Tyler in the corner, and then as they get tangled up, Tyler's going to come out and get a shot, but Zach and the Ridge player get tangled up together as hostilities are going to continue. Both those players are going to get penalties, going to be coincidental penalties, and that's going to take the number of players available on each bench down very low. The Colts will only have 1 player available on the bench. You can see there that the Ridge team has a couple of players, and there's just 1 player on the Colts bench available for changes. Despite the lack of players, the Colts are going to keep trying to tie this. There's a shot by Jordan, a tricky one with a bit of a screen, obviously, from the defender, and it just grazes wide past the net. A good chance to tie the game there. And here comes Zach the other way. He's weaving and bobbing, and that rebound's going to come right out to Jackson and slides it towards the net. Can't get enough on it, though, to get it past the Ridge goalie. Next, Seth is coming down the left side. He's going to drop it to Zach, who whips it towards the far side, but the goalie makes a save with the glove. And here's another chance. Off the draw, it bounces around in front. Zach gets another shot off the backhand. Again, it stays out, and the clock is going to wind down to 0. And the Colts are going to lose this game 4-3. So let's have a look at the stats from the game. The notable to see 15 shots on net from Zach. So he was really engaged in trying to help the Colts win this game. And also notable the large number of penalty minutes. And as we look at the season stats, we see now Zach is now leading the team in total shots on goal after that big effort today to add to the many categories that he leads in. Let's have a look at the standings. Cloverdale still ahead of Ridge despite that loss, but it has tightened up the bottom of the division. It's going to take some work now for Cloverdale to leapfrog that Vancouver team as they're now 5 points behind them. And lastly, let's have a look at the remaining games before Christmas. Just 3 games left for the Colts to try to get some momentum heading into the break. That's it, folks. See you next time.